Get ready to uncover the secrets behind female attraction. In this video, I'll reveal 3 psychological tricks that can have a powerful impact on the woman you want to win over. Understanding how to ignite attraction is about grasping the psychological effect you can have on her. Attraction is nothing more than that, a psychological effect. Female attraction is closely linked to the perception of confidence and security that a woman feels in a man. I'll share 3 ways to generate this effect, making her perceive in you the self-confidence and security that will make her irresistibly drawn to you. Don't miss these psychological strategies that can transform your approach and increase your chances of success. Pay attention to the details and get ready to master the art of attraction. The first psychological trick to attract a woman is to occupy more physical space. Often, when starting a conversation with that special woman, it's natural for men to retract due to insecurity and fear of making mistakes. This posture, with slumped shoulders and a downward face, conveys low confidence and attractiveness. To overcome this, the tip is to occupy more physical space openly and confidently. Sit expansively, open your arms, and show that you are comfortable with yourself and the situation. This posture not only sends a powerful message of self-confidence but also creates an atmosphere of relaxation and opens the doors to a more engaging conversation. So, relax, smile, open up, and start a conversation with that special woman. The second psychological trick involves touch, but it's crucial to approach it with caution to avoid any misunderstandings. It's not about reaching out and touching a woman inappropriately or invasively, which can cause discomfort and even be considered harassment. Here are the caveats and the correct approach. When mentioning touching a woman, we're not talking about hugging, holding by the waist, wrapping around, or pulling the arm, as these actions can evoke fear, repulsion, and make her feel vulnerable. The correct approach doesn't involve invasive physical gestures during an initial approach. The idea is to introduce touch gradually and respectfully. It's not appropriate, for example, after a long conversation, to suddenly mention the idea of a kiss. Instead, the touch should be subtle and respect the woman's boundaries. For example, while complimenting something about her, you can lightly touch her arm as a gesture of appreciation. This type of light and casual touch can create a more intimate connection, as long as it's done with respect and attention to the woman's comfort signals. Remember, verbal communication is essential. If at any point she expresses discomfort with the touch, it's crucial to immediately back off and respect her limits. The goal is always to ensure that the interaction is comfortable and consensual for both parties. When getting to know a woman and expressing your interest, the introduction of touch should be done calmly and in context, showing that it's a natural part of your personality and charisma. A practical example would be in a group context, where you're interacting with the woman and others. Imagine you're in a group of friends, including the woman you're interested in, and a few more people. While engaged in a conversation, sharing something funny or talking about a project, you can lightly touch the person on the shoulder or arm casually. This can happen while you're leading the conversation, showing intensity and enthusiasm. The touch isn't directed only at the woman of interest but can also be applied to the group in general. This creates an atmosphere where touch is a natural part of your social interaction and isn't specific to flirting. The idea is to demonstrate that you have no reservations about approaching physically, not just with the woman but with anyone in the group. It's important to emphasize that this touch should be done in a respectful and contextualized manner, not as an aggressive flirting approach. Showing that you're comfortable with proximity and that it's a natural part of your personality contributes to the creation of a more intimate connection, indicating a developed social skill. Physical proximity is a powerful tool of sociability, so it's important to develop it. In a flirting context with the woman of interest, you may be engaged in an interesting conversation, where both are sharing information. During this moment, you can incorporate subtle touches, such as on the wrist or shoulder, to intensify the interaction. For example, while she shares something intriguing, you can lightly touch her wrist and say, "Let me tell you something that will impress you." Or, if she tells something funny, you can react by touching her shoulder and expressing surprise, "I can't believe that." This approach brings a dynamic of intensity to the interaction, showing confidence naturally. Touch, when inserted in the appropriate context, contributes to her perceiving you as a confident and interesting person. Remember that the key is always to be respectful and aware of her reaction to ensure the touch is well received. The third psychological trick is quite different from what you may have heard. It involves openly discussing your flaws in a way that conveys confidence to the woman. Many men make the mistake of trying to hide or avoid talking about their flaws, fearing that the woman will notice. However, this can have the opposite effect, making it seem like you're not self-assured. A truly confident man is comfortable with his strengths and weaknesses. Therefore, when approaching this trick, you can mention your flaws in a light-hearted and easygoing way. For example, if you're sharing funny or interesting stories about yourself, you can include one of your flaws in a way that shows self-acceptance. The goal is to demonstrate that you're at ease and calm about your imperfections, contributing to an image of confidence. This creates a more authentic connection and shows the woman that you're genuine and comfortable with who you are. Remember to maintain a light and positive tone when addressing your flaws, avoiding excessive self-deprecation. The secret is that, just like men, women also have their dark and bright sides. The third psychological trick to ignite attraction in a woman is to speak openly about your flaws. Truly confident men aren't afraid to reveal their imperfections, creating genuine attraction. When talking about your flaws, it's not about belittling yourself but accepting who you are with self-confidence. A more extreme approach to this trick is to joke and make fun of your own flaws, showing that you don't care and don't let it affect your self-esteem. It's not about being arrogant but being so confident that you can openly share these aspects with the woman, often in a light-hearted and humorous way. This demonstrates a high level of self-acceptance, which, in turn, makes the woman perceive you as a confident and authentic person. This attitude of not taking yourself too seriously and accepting your shortcomings contributes to a deeper and more honest connection with the woman. If she asks you if you can dance, and you respond in a relaxed manner, admitting your graceful steps and even making a humorous promise to bring her down if you fall, it adds a touch of authenticity and humor to the interaction. By revealing your flaw in a light and amusing way, you not only shatter the idea of perfection but also show that you're comfortable with who you are. This sincere and humorous attitude is often captivating, and the woman is likely to find it charming and funny. These moments of authenticity strengthen the connection and can increase her interest. The key is to approach your flaws in a light-hearted manner, maintaining a light and fun atmosphere in the conversation. For example, while sharing insights about yourself and your experiences, you can express yourself in a relaxed and positive way. For instance, mentioning, "Oh, I remember the time when I was a bit lost with girls, totally silly and incredibly shy. I even had an ex who played with me like a cat and mouse." You shared all of this with a smile, not portraying yourself as a victim of everything that happened. It's evident that you're comfortable with your experiences and have no problem admitting that you were once shy, without delving into a self-pitying speech. Your approach conveys confidence, wrapped in a context of relaxation and laughter. That woman isn't expecting a perfect man, after all, she isn't perfect herself. On the contrary, she was waiting for someone like you, someone who broke a few rules of perfection and showed their imperfect side. And that's not a problem, right? Now tell me, did these 3 psychological tricks for winning over a woman make sense to you? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave your like. Big hug.